Fast can you drive with a snowplow on your truck? Well, the answer to that question can probably be found right on the snowplow itself. On mine, there's a warning sticker right there that says transport speed should never exceed 45 miles an hour, further reduce speed under adverse conditions. And plowing speed should not exceed 10 miles an hour. Very interesting. So this is a rule that most companies and most individuals have broken, because I'm sure you've seen, if you get snow in the area that you live in, these vehicles on highways and on other roads, whether it's like a main road or certain roads where the speed limit is higher than 45 miles an hour, but it's like a 55 mile an hour road or what have you. I'm sure you've seen these vehicles traveling at higher rates of speed. So today we're gonna talk about that. How fast can you drive? We're gonna drive the truck at some different speeds, and we're gonna talk about a couple different things. Another thing that I want to bring up in this video is, how do you position the plow? Is there any type of way that the plow needs to be positioned while it's in transport mode? Does it need to be all the way up, all the way down? As you can see with this plow just lifted off of the ground, we are blocking probably most of our radiator. Like, this engine just don't get cooled off enough with this plow on the front of it. So what I've tried to do is I've tried to transport the plow in like a lower position, maybe just like this high. I've tried this and it doesn't really help that much. It still blocks. I don't know. Well, I guess when you look at it like this, there's a lot more radiator clearance there, or radiator breathability. So maybe I can try that, but then again, it's getting kind of close to the ground and I don't want it to be scraping. So I don't know if I've actually tried it this low. I've never really got out of the truck and looked to see. But I do know that typically with this thing on the front, I get a little bit of radiator fan action, especially with these warmer temperatures that we have, like 50 degrees today. So I usually get a little radiator action. But with this truck, it does seem that if I'm around this height, I'm pretty good. I mean, I need to be a little higher than that just from the just for the fact that the radiator, or I'm close to the ground, so a little bit higher. One of the things that I've always was curious about is why some guys claim to transport the plow with it all the way angled. I believe they say it should be angled one way or the other. Forget which way. Maybe this way. I don't remember, but to me, I don't know. I don't like that personally. So let's take a look and see how much more. They're saying that it helps with the radiator, it helps with something or another. I feel like, dude, I'm not freaking driving down the road like this with the freaking plow angled. I don't, it's not helping my radiator. I mean, going lower probably helps, but going to an angle is not. And I feel this is a little more dangerous. Why is that? Well, if my plow was to strike another vehicle head on, that would probably be the worst situation, because there's no give in this plow. Like, when you look at this A-frame, it just doesn't have any give. It's like a bulldozer. And this one's got a trip edge, so you wouldn't want to hit nobody, because it'll probably destroy the plow, but it will jack a car up too at the same time. Much more dangerous. None of the safety features are going to function. Like, this truck's designed to absorb some impact with the frame and with the body and bumper to kind of make it easier for another vehicle if you were to hit it. But this thing is just another layer of trouble. So the reason I think this is more dangerous, being at an angle like this, is while it might help in some situations, it might hurt in others. For example, if I were to hit something with this side, I'm all the way at my bump stop and the plow can't absorb anything, and it's just going to be a total impact. Where on this side, if I were to hit something, I would actually have some absorption of an impact because it would blow a hose out and then it would straighten the blade out. That would absorb something, some impact. Now, with it straight ahead, let's go ahead and set this up straight. If I set this plow straight like this, that's kind of dangerous in itself too. I mean, honestly, being all the way up, I'm making it so this plow could more like run over something like a car, like it could get more to the cab of the car. But at least if it's straight ahead, if I hit any corner of something, small overlap type of impact, it's going to blow a hose and swing anyway. The problem is a head on from this way. It's going to be better to be angled and head on, have it impact head on, because at least if it's angled head on impact, then it would probably want to slide off to that direction. But it's hard to really say, which one's going to be safer. You're not necessarily 100% safer by angling the blade. You are a little bit better for head on, but if for an overlap hit on this side with no absorption, I guess maybe if you're thinking, okay, what's the best way to be crashing into other cars? The best way all day, at the end of the day, maybe is like angled a little, like that, not all the way angled. So if you're angled some, then maybe you still got some travel on your hydraulics. So if you do clip something here, you can blow a hose and you can travel another, I don't know. But I don't know, maybe it's better just to go ahead and straighten the blade out and keep it a little lower. So if you were to make an impact, not only am I trying to keep a little bit more air going through my grill, but like right about here, I'm 8 inches off of the ground. I'm giving a little bit more air to my grill. And if I do hit somebody, I can't really say like what the dynamics are gonna be based on an impact, being at an angle, being straight, I don't know. Like, it's hard to say which one's better, but I can tell you for sure it's gonna be better to be lower, a little lower than it is to be all the way up. If I could maybe just hit a bumper, the more that structure that's designed to take an impact of another smaller vehicle, the lower sections, the bumper, I don't want to like hit above the frame of the vehicle or the unibody of the vehicle and like cut into the body. Like if this thing's lower and it can hit it and maybe hit the bumper and potentially cause less damage. But I don't know. This is kind of what I'm rolling with though. A little lower, straight ahead blade, and a little bit more flow to the grill. But anyway, let's jump in the truck and go for a spin and see like how fast can we drive with a plow in a truck. That actually is a pretty hot question. People want to know, how fast can you drive with a plow in the truck? I don't know why that's been such a hot topic, but like I say, I got the blade down a little, get a little bit of airflow up in there. And I might scrape the ground just a hair from time to time if I'm going up approaches with it like this. But right now, this road, 35 miles an hour, the truck seems to be unaffected by this travel speed. So one of the things I've also noticed is, or not noticed, but I've read, is people say when their blade's all the way angled, it feels like the vehicle is being pushed as it's going down the road, because the blade is like a rudder almost, I guess, because it's trying to force the truck to lose control, I guess. I mean, it's forcing it. Like if you were to let go of the wheel, it would steer, because you're going like, let's say you're going 45 miles an hour. We never go for that, right? Well, 45 is not that fast, but if you're going 65, 70 with the plow and it's at an angle, that thing might sway the driving characteristics of the vehicle quite drastically. I don't know. I mean, I never even tried that before. Never even tried like jacking the plow to a hard angle and just driving around. It just seems silly to me. But nonetheless, people highly swear by it. I mean, I've seen people doing it. I've never seen a guy doing that and said, oh my God, I want to go do that. Like, look at his blade. Like, it's all the way up in the air. I feel maybe that's dangerous too. I don't know. Because if you angle your blade, then one side gets really high up. I don't know. Seems kind of sketchy. But we're approaching a freeway now. I just touched 40. Probably went over the speed limit just a hair by accident. But very curious what's going to happen. We're videoing ourselves going onto the highway here. Okay. So as we get here onto the freeway, we are approaching that limitation. What's going to happen? Are we just going to have to stop at 45? Will the truck let us do it? 50? 57? 66? And we are at driving speeds 70 miles an hour. The plow's on the truck. And we're driving the truck, and it seems to be totally unaffected by the plow being on the truck. So the truck can do essentially whatever you're asking it to do, but should you? I mean, in this world that we live in, just doing this technically is taking a chance. If something were to happen, God forbid, could they come back at me and say that I was negligent? Because something could happen bad. Like, things could get very, very, very bad with this type of operator. Look at this guy. He's like getting over. I got over, but you never know. Maybe he keeps on getting over. Got to slow down a little. I don't even want to give him a chance to hit this plow. Like, maybe he sees me, maybe he don't. But things could get bad. I mean, if you hit at these speeds, man, this plow might go through somebody's vehicle. It probably would at 45 miles an hour, to be honest. You hit somebody at 40, 45 miles an hour. One time, I had one good accident with the plow. Guy wasn't even going nowhere near 45, and it ripped his whole door off of the vehicle. And what happened is, the plow was on a truck, and the guy was driving, and he tried to pass the work truck, and he tried to pass, but my work truck was merging or changing lanes, and that blade kind of swung out just a little bit, and he hit that truck with his doors and peeled those doors right off of his car. It was like a Taurus. So, and when he did that, it blew a holes on the plow. So the plow absorbed some of it, but the rest of it was pretty bad. So at the end of the day, you don't want nothing bad happening with the plow. Now, would they become litigious? I mean, for the right situation and the right type of insurance and all that, and my insurance would probably try to protect me. That's why it's important to make sure that with the insurance, they know everything that you're really doing, that you're plowing, putting plows on a truck. But if somebody were to have a significant loss, maybe loss of life, God forbid, but like, if they had that type of loss, how bad could it be? How litigious could it be? It could put me out of business. I mean, they could honestly come back and say, dude, it says right on the plow, do not go over 45 miles an hour. Like, don't do it. You can't do that. So, I don't know. It kind of puts you in a weird spot, because obviously people are going to go over 45 miles an hour. But they've got this label on the vehicle: do not plow snow over 10. People plow snow over 10 all day, especially roads. I mean, if I get an HOA that's big enough with a lot of roads in it, yeah, it's not going to be 10 miles an hour the whole way. It's going to be more like, 15. It's going to be more like, maybe 15 miles an hour, sometimes 18 miles an hour. But comment below. I want to hear your thoughts. For the people that wanted to know how fast can you drive with a snowplow on a truck, you shouldn't break the 45-mile-an-hour rule. But as you can see, I mean, I can't be going 45 right now. I guess I could have took an alternate brake that took a little longer, but comment below. Let me know your thoughts. This is DS Trucks. See you in the next video. Over and out.